in Quito.
Let's talk now to Dr. Grace Jaramillo, lecturer of public policy and global affairs at the University of British Columbia. Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, what do you make of this result for Ms. Gonzalez? It was unexpected for some.
Good afternoon to all your audience. The first reaction is that it's not new for at least Ecuadorians. Historically, Ecuador has always opted for the ultimate outsider since 1979, the start of the new democratic era in Ecuador. Even Mr. Rafael Correa, the longest-serving president during recent decades, was an outsider when he won first the presidency in 2007. So Daniel Noboa arrived really as the clear outsider of this election. And it was a surprise because nobody was expected, especially after the assassination of Fernando Villavicencio. It was true that was a game changer, but instead of what everybody thought, people were going to go to the candidate who offered security, address security and crime and be tough on crime. They went into a candidate that is also a conservative candidate, a millennial candidate, who avoids confrontation at all costs.
Yes, how do you explain that? Because particularly with that assassination of candidate Villavicencio, lots of people expected that people's minds would shift to be focused on this security aspect.
Yeah, I think that was the real surprise. But it seems that the majority of the population sees crime and insecurity the result of economic underdevelopment, and also from lack of jobs and inclusion. The economy has been depressed for the last at least 5 years. And Daniel Noboa was offering a revamp of the economy through microcredits, social inclusion, addressing the problems for farmers, the agricultural area that nobody else really addressed in the past. And one of the things that is clear that after Fernando Villavicencio's assassination, also the presidential debate took a front seat in the electorate attention. First of all, because everybody was watching clearly and attentively to what the candidates had to say. And it's true that also that Mr. Noboa performed beautifully during the debate, just in terms of having the best quotes of promising lowering utility bills, for example, something really clear for the majority of the population that is living especially under the poverty line. The other thing that has not been addressed is the issue that many indigenous peoples in the southern part of Ecuador opted for Mr. Noboa, which was also unexpected.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting, that the way things turned. But going forward, looking ahead to the election, what's going to focus people's minds now between the two candidates?
Well, I think Ecuador faces a dilemma between going back to a government with social achievements, but plagued with authoritarian practices and proven cases of corruption, and a millennial tycoon with Ivy League credentials and a conservative social policy that really want to address crime and insecurity through social policies instead of security and surveillance. So that is the main thing at stake. The other important issue that we have to understand is that this is an snap election coming out from a semi-parliamentarian institutional tool that allow both the president or the National Assembly to call for a no-confidence vote. And that in Ecuador is called cross-death. So either each brand calls for cross-election or for the time remaining. In this case, whoever wins the presidency is going to govern just for 18 months, which makes another challenge for really a country in a crisis.
Indeed. Dr. Grace Jaramillo, thank you very much. Very good to get your views on the program today.